Welcome to another episode and video on my robotic arm with pneumatic hand. Two control weights by now to keep everything more or less in balance, and lower gears to move the arm up and down, pivot to move the arm, well, clockwise, counterclockwise, and controller with extension to be controlled ultimately by computer running and programmed in Python. The computer is running Linux, and then right here compressor with engine to make sure the hand does work with 5 volts to make sure the fingers actually respond when sensor is being pressed. Now, last time I added this weight, counterweight, and yes, it is actually a cooling block for a CPU. The CPU is still attached to it, under it, but this weight wasn't enough anymore because I added right here the yaw mechanism. Now, a closer inspection showed that the arm isn't as robust anymore. One of the things is that here the lower arm is getting out of its position, and that is quite worrisome, so I have to put this more to the outside. Let's see if I can do that right now. Yes, so now this is fixed. Last time I already wondered if I not better could use some aluminium profile because that is stronger, but this way I can add those supports, and this one is missing on the other side, so I have to add it. Another thing is that this part of the element is also not really robust, so I have to frequently correct it. But let me add this one on the other side as well, and then see how things end up, because here I need such an element like this too, and everything in order to keep the arm together. Anyway, let me first try to add that element, which is this one, and I should count 2 from behind and 5 from behind. Which is not entirely true because there is one missing, so I need the first one. This is a different element than there. And 5 here is correct. So this is now constructed again on the other side. And so here needs one, but I want one here as well, and in the past that already has given a problem because, well, this is all flexible, and when I put this one here, another element could not be added here. So what to do? That's a very good question. Anyway, let me add one here and one here as well, and of course making sure that this is not in any danger. So let's see how we end up with that. With these two elements right here, it should be better. So let's see if that indeed works out. That is one. That's two. And now into the other direction with respect to the wire, to the cord. See, that is better. I could do it here as well, but never mind, this is more important. And with this more robust arm, let me remove this one and see if it fits here as well. This is originally two difference, and this is one difference, so this won't fit there. Let me just see if this is working. No, not a chance. So this one, this element is here to stay. So last time the problem was that I had hoped with the addition of this element, and it is not really tightly fit, but it's alright for now, that the speed of this lower gear would work. It did, mainly in the diagnostics, but the problem was that with a low speed, as intended, speed 3 or 2, hopefully 2, this upper sensor didn't work. So let's see if that still is the case. So I take the diagnostics. And then I would have to use extension motor 1. And now, right now, this input, and let me lower the camera a bit. The sensor here is now being touched. And now I'm already at 4, so I need to go the other direction. I'm now at speed 3, 4, 5, 6 actually. So something is not quite right, and I remember that last time it was the same. Now it works. But no sensor is being touched. So speed 2 going up. Now it works, and now speed to the other direction. And it holds before it touches the sensor. 3 doesn't move, 4 doesn't move, 4 doesn't move. 5 doesn't move either. Speed 1. Speed 2, speed 3, speed 4, 5. So something is not quite right. How does that work? As far as I can see, the sensor is in its place. So let me move it out of position. Now it is in the midst of 2 and 3. Let me just press it by hand and the sensor does work. So I need to find out why with a low speed the lower sensor is not being touched. And that is a problem. You can see the gears work. And the arm being moved up and down. But as long as the sensors are not there, it's a no-go. So that's a very important question. So, looking at the code for the lower gears, it's at 3 now. And 1, 2 stops. Well, that is all there is. And lower gear, upper gear, I think, or lower gear, upper gear. So now let's see. It is halfway low and up. Now it's going up, and with 1 is not strong enough, the force of the motor, to let it reach the sensor, and neither is all this. So I have to go the other way. Alright, in neutral again, and now all the way using 2, and that works. So up works with speed 2. Now down, that works, but it doesn't reach it. So I need to go the other way for a moment. Okay, now all the way in 2. Doesn't work. Back. 3. And now back. Okay, neutral. All the way in 3. Doesn't work either. Okay, that is halfway again. 4. Doesn't work either. Now back, and now it just refuses to go. Okay, now it does go, but it doesn't touch the sensor apparently. Or is there something else going on? Then it is time to check the position of the sensor, and then I see what might be wrong. The sensor may have been shifted in position. So I am manually shifting it a little bit to the right if possible. Not really, but this should be working. And yes, should is a huge assumption, but let's do it again. Now down again at speed 6. Doesn't do a thing. And that is correct. Now the same thing low. No movement at all. So I don't like the way this is going. Why does it hesitate? I clearly hear the motor whining, like I am being controlled. I have to do something, but I'm not doing it. Yeah, well, that's full speed. That is exactly what I don't want. Full speed. Yeah. This is 3. 3 the other way. Yeah, clearly. 4 the other way. No. 5, 6. Oh, that is full speed ahead. That works. So what's the difference? What is the difference in this? And why? I have no clue. I have now changed in the algorithm that the speed to the lower sensor is 4. Up is still 3, because that in the diagnostics seems to work. So let's run the program itself now, see whatever comes to it. And this is not supposed to happen. It stands still. So if I press the lower sensor, it is detected, but really nothing happens. The power is okay. Wiring is okay, because it does work. So what is the problem? Really standing still. And the algorithm says clearly, if not touched by the upper sensor, if not touched the lower sensor, then go to the upper sensor. It should move, but it doesn't. So I can just as well stop the algorithm for now. And start the diagnostics. Let me move it motor 2 is the pivot of the arm. Let the slave move it into sight. That is far enough. And now let's see once again for the diagnostics. Winding of the motor, winding to the other side. It is really this one, isn't it? It is really this wire which goes right here to extension 1, which is, yes, slave motor 1. So there it goes suddenly, and now that works, and now it works with speed 2, speed 1 even, but it doesn't impress the lower sensor, and that's a clear impression of the upper sensor. Speed 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh! Why does it need speed 7 to move at all? 3. And now it moves at 2. Or even 1. Is this because of the weight? No, I can't believe that. I even move them a little bit more backwards. So right now the weights are like as far behind as possible, but this doesn't make sense, any sense at all. So once again, this is 3 to the upper side, this is 3 other side to low, doesn't work, 4 doesn't work, 5 no go, 6 no go, and 7 it works. And that I want to change, because with a very high speed low, it is able to push the button out of its socket, but it's way too fast to my liking. So what should I do? Investigate why it only moves, why it mostly moves at speed 7, or reconstruct the engine for the lower sensor? Good question. So it is once again about the algorithm, I think, or is it? With the diagnostics, it is clear that with this one, at this speed 7, it runs and presses the sensor, the lower sensor, and it needs only 3 to touch the upper sensor. Let's disable it. Here we can see that it says direction is left, and not just that, 10 until 11. And when we look here, 9 and 10. So what is 11? 11 is the pivot. And yes, it says not 11 because let's see again. Not digital 11. Else if not digital 11, print not digital 11. So that is something which is going on. That is correct. And then it focuses again on 9. 9 is 1. Well, that is correct. I did press 10 myself, and the point is, if you look at not this one, but this one, if digital 9, it should say to the right. Why does it say to the right? It says only to the left. And 2, which is digital 10, is the upper sensor. So it constantly says I'm going left, I'm going left. But digital 9 is never pressed. So it keeps saying I'm going left. And that of course is a big problem. And I don't feel that I should put this to 9, to 7, because then it happened at a recent demonstration that after 5 or 6 times it just pushed the sensor out of its socket, and then nothing happened anymore, of course. Let's run it again. So it is now pressing, as this one shows. It was pressing 1, so it's completely down. The arm pivot goes, and here it already shows. It says going right. But the motors are not moving a bit. Okay, so another test. Yes. Then let me put it halfway. And again winding off the motors, but nothing happens. Yeah, at 7, but that's not what I want. That is definitely not what I want. Why does it only move at 7? Now, because it moved at... Why does it take 2 now before it moves and then it takes 7? What is the difference? If I touch the cord with my finger, it needs hardly any pressure and it moves. So it can't be the weight of the arm. This is very strange. Not consistent at all. And now it's halting and I hear the winding of the motors and I'm moving it to maximum and then it goes again. And then, yes, there it is. So it moves extremely slow, then it holds, and only when I push maximum then it goes. Press the sensor. Now it moves up and press the sensor. So no consistent behavior. Electrically everything works, no doubt. But how about the rest? And also important, this doesn't work at all. Big oops. So final part of this episode with more questions than answers once again. So in neutral state, with the algorithm running, this doesn't run at all. Now look at how easy I touch it. It's just a slight touch and you see the arm move. So it is not the weight. It's not the electricity. Because if it was the electricity, it would never work. Speed is inconsistent. At least to the lower side, to the lower sensor. Anyway, riddled all over. The only thing that really does work is this pivot. And that is just because I give it a certain speed at the start of the program. And then this bipolar switch does the rest. Anyway, no solution to an important problem yet. Thanks for watching. Yeah, what did I do? Actually, I added a similar support to the other side, and I added 2 supports here to make it more robust. I moved the elements a little bit further backwards, but that is really not important. And here, well, no solution at all yet. So, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. Give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. You can also follow me on Twitter. If so, retweet and like. You can also follow me on Instagram, like and leave a comment. I always appreciate and I always respond. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. And you can also become a patron and depending on your pledge, have your name mentioned just on my website or on my website and with my videos. Thank you for watching. To be continued. Bye bye.